So till last class we have seen basics. So we will be revising the same with new some examples. So yeah. So we have seen C programming. It is a structured oriented language. And whenever we develop C program, will require 4 steps, that is editing or writing, which will create the source file, which will have .c extension. So first step will create the source file. Second step will be compiling, that is program is internally translated to machine language and it is done by compiler program, and it will generate object file which will have .obj extension. And then the third step will be linking, which will link the library files like header files and generate the final file, that is executable file, which will be ready to run. So it has .exe extension. So these are the files which get created in these 3 steps. And then the final step is execution, which will load your program into memory and execute it and gives the result or output. So these are the 4 steps which are required for C program development. And C programming, structured oriented language, as it uses functions as modules to structure or organize program for easy understanding. So for making program understandable and readable, we can say. So C programming and program development steps. Other than this, as we have seen the basic terms, yesterday also we have revised. So basic terms, tokens, we have keywords. So tokens, basic building blocks of programs. Every unit in your program is called token. Keyword is reserved word, which is predefined and cannot be modified. Variable is the name given to data value, or we can say it is name given to memory where the data value is stored. Constant, it is a fixed value which cannot be modified throughout program. So when we are declaring constants in our program, its value cannot be modified throughout the program. Same value, it will be fixed at the time of declaration. Whatever value we are giving, the same value we should use throughout the program. And operator is a symbol that is used for performing operation on data. Whatever data you are using in the form of variables or in different forms, you will be performing operation on that. So there are different categories of operators in C programming. And then data types. Data types are used for defining what type of data is used in program. So it can be the data which is held in variable, or it can be the data returned by function, or it can be the declarations in the parameters, or in different places, whatever data we are using to define that type of data, we use data types. So these are some basic terms. And comments. Comments are used for describing the program, to give description of your program, or to write documentation in your program, you will be using comments. So there are two types: single line comments and multi-line. Single line means up to single line, up to one line only it will be commenting, and the next line it will not comment. Multiple line comments means like block of lines, or block of multiple lines you can comment as a block by writing them within slash star and star slash in between that. So these are some of the very basic terms which we have in C programming, which we use in all C programs. Other than this, we have seen printf and scanf. Printf and scanf. So these printf and scanf both are the standard in output and input functions. As they are functions, predefined functions, beside the name, we write parenthesis, empty parenthesis. So whenever it is a function, we will be writing empty parenthesis beside the name. So printf is standard output function that prints on output screen, which is also called console. Whereas scanf is standard input function that scans the user input, or that takes user input into the program, input value in program. So from standard input devices like keyboard or whatever device you are using to give the input, from that it will be taking the user input and using in the program. So that is scanf. Now how to use printf? We have seen already, but again I'm writing printf followed by parenthesis. In parenthesis, you will be writing double quotations, then close parenthesis, semicolon. So printf, parenthesis, then double quotations. In double quotations, you can write a string. Now string here is nothing but collection of letters or sentences. Words, letters, sentences, anything you can write string here, string text type of data. Now within this text type of data, if you want to combine variable value, that is within this double quotations, within double quotations, you will be writing always the text type of data. But in case if you want to combine any variable value, then you will be giving format specifier. So format specifier in the double quotations, and whatever value you want to substitute in place of this format specifier, you will be giving after the comma. So that you can give using and, which is address of operator, and the variable name. So format specifier and symbol here is will represent address of and variable name. So in place of this format specifier, sorry, and we don't write in printf, sorry. So variable name, whatever variable value will be substituted in this format specifier space. And in case of scanf, same way, everything same, but here you write and. So format specifier, you specify what type of data you are taking from the user, and you will be adding that data taken from user to this address of variable. So here you write and symbol. Here you don't write and symbol. In case of printf, no need of address. In case of scanf, you write the and. So here and is required in case of scanf. So scanf standard input function, printf standard output function. Both the functions are present in both scanf and printf are present in stdio.h header file. So this header file, we will be having a C library installed along with the uh, software. In this C library, we will be having header files, different header files. So one of the header file is stdio.h. So one of the header files is stdio.h. Other than stdio.h, many are there in this library. So one of the header files stdio.h, and in this we will be having scanf and printf. So this scanf and printf are part of C library, which contains header files, which again contains scanf and printf in them. So because this stdio.h contains scanf and printf, we need to include this using the include preprocessor directive in our C program. So how to write a C program? C program, whenever we are writing, first line preprocessor directive. So this preprocessor directive, for including any header files, we write for including header files, we write. And then the main function, which is the starting point of execution. And other than main, within main or outside main, you may have data declarations. So data declarations, if you want these data to be used in all the functions in program, then you can write it outside main. If you want to use it only within main, you can declare it within main. And other than this, you will have user defined functions. So these are the things which we have in C program. So preprocessor directive for including any header files. Data declarations, which are nothing but variable declarations. Then we have the main function. Main function is the starting point of execution, and statements present in main statement present in main function will get executed. And anything which is present, so anything which is present outside main must be called for execution. So that is here itself I'll write, that is, if anything is present outside main, then that must be called within main. For execution. So anything which is present outside of the main will not get executed. It should be present inside main, then only it gets executed. So statement present in main function will get executed. And main function is starting point of execution. Data declarations, nothing but variable declarations. First preprocessor directive we write for including any header file. So these are the steps. And then this user defined functions. So these are functions defined by user other than main. So other than main, user defined functions are defined by user. So program contents. Next, if I write program which will contain all these things, till now we have written program which just prints hi. But if you want all these things in a program, then a simple program I'll write. The topics we will be covering separately, topic wise. But here, just for example and understanding, I'm using all these things. So first line here, standard input output header file, including of standard input output header file. This word include here is preprocessor directive. The word include here is preprocessor directive, which includes this header file as standard input output header file into the C program. Other than this, we must have this void main function in the program for program execution compulsory. And as void is also a keyword, it should be in lowercase. All the keywords must have all the letters in lowercase. So whatever keywords are there, that is predefined words, must be in lowercase. Data types are also keywords. That is, they are already defined. Their spelling and meaning cannot be modified by user. We cannot modify the keywords. So these keywords should have all the letters in lowercase. So here, this line includes the standard input output header file, and this is the starting point of execution or main function, and the statements which are present in main, only that gets executed. So whatever is present outside, you must get that inside main for execution. Now, if you want data declaration, data that must be that you want to use in main and also in other, yes, C language is case sensitive. So, like printf, if you are using, even printf p, if you are giving capital, you will be getting error like that. So, void main, if you want to have data outside main, then here you can declare before main, you can declare the data. Like till now, inside main, we have declared data. So here int id equal to 90, I am giving. So here int is also data type and a keyword, so lowercase. So this is preprocessor directive, this is data declaration, and this is the main function. Now, other than this, we can also use user defined functions. So user defined functions, whenever you are using, if you are defining the function before main, then no need of declaring it to compiler. But after main, if you are defining any function, then you should declare it to compiler. So whatever function you are going to define, suppose I am giving void add, some function void add, in which I want to give parameters. Parameters are the declarations. These are also variable declarations to which we can pass user input, which can be used in function definition. So suppose I'm writing here int a, int b. So this completely the first line of function definition, that is the name of function along with the return type and parameters, it is called as function prototype. So this should be given in declarations and it should be declared like how we declare data. Like that only you should declare this also to the compiler before defining it. So whenever you are using user defined function, before defining it, you should declare it to compiler. And for the execution of this function, you should call it within main. So here, or suppose I'm not using any parameters. So no need of parameters here also. So whatever you are giving here, the name and parameters and return type, same as it is, you should give here. But here we add a semicolon to end it. This is called function body or definition, which is written within curly brackets. So these curly brackets or block of statements will be uh, pass return type in declaration and then calling it. Variable is different in main. Variable, it is not different. We are just passing the value. Like you are saying, if I am declaring here any variable, suppose. So if I'm calling the function here, add, and if I pass here a, because here there are no parameters, we cannot pass here. So this variable cannot be substituted here. Whatever present in main, that we cannot pass to add. But here if you are having suppose int c equal to a plus b. Now int c we have declared here. Yeah, here we are passing the variables which are declared in main, and we are not passing variable, we are passing the value of variable which will be substituted for this. So that you are asking here. So these are the declarations. If I write here int a, int b, and here if I declare suppose not int a, int b, just if I'm taking int c and d also, and here if I'm giving some value, this c and d I can pass to add c comma d. So these are not the variables which I am passing. The values are substituted. 89 is substituted in A place. 67 is substituted in B place. So these are the declarations. These are the values. Declaration is here. But so value we are passing from C and D memory. The value we are taking and passing here and which is substituted here. So the variables that we can do, we are passing values. So this is not at all related to this. Here the declaration should be same. Now here void add no parameters are there and here some parameters are there. So this will give you error. So declaration is different like that. But when we are declaring variable here and passing in this, these are just values we are passing. These are the parameters. So like that we can pass anything, we can pass C and D, and other than C and D, if again I declare that variables also I can pass here, their values will be substituted in this place. So that in detail we have as a separate topic we will be seeing, don't worry. So here just for how we use user defined function in a program, for that I'm covering this function here. So this is function declaration. So when I am having like this parameters, here also there should be parameters. So if in declaration there are no parameters here. So here in main, now let's write here A90, B100. So now this data is present outside the function. So it can be used within main. Suppose I print here, printf, I want to print A value I can print, and also B value I can print. So A is percentile D. So this percentile D will get the value of A. B is percentile D. This percentile D, the second one, will get the value of second variable which we have written here. So B will be substituted here, A value will be substituted here. And in case if you want to change the values also, you can change. Here 90 and 100, again I can modify A also. Like I can make it like this also. I can modify also. Variable values can be modified. So this will be substituted. Now here in add also we can use this A and B. So C equal to A plus B when I write. In C, 90 plus 100 it will do. Again, I can modify A and B values in case of add function also, which is a user defined function. And here again, I can do the addition. Now again, no need of declaring C. Once C is declared, directly you can use it. So here I will be printing the addition result. So for printing addition result, printf again, addition is percentile D, which is stored in C. So the same line again after modification of values, I will be writing. So let's execute this in dev C++. So we will be using dev C++ ID throughout our course. So I'm opening the already created file here. So the same program I will paste in dev C++. So here A is 90, B is 100. Void add we have declared and defined here. We have main function, which is starting point of execution. This is called preprocessor directive, first line. The second line is called data declaration, which can also be called as variable declarations. And this one is the user defined function declaration. And this is main function, starting point of execution. Which is starting point of execution. And here we are modifying the variable values A and B. We are changing from 90 and 100 to 999 and 88. So without modification, first we will print it. Let's print. And from where we are printing? From main. And here also I'll write main. This is after modification. After modification. So now in main, we did not call anything. Just these three statements are there. One is printing A and B values, then modifying AB, and then after modification, printing A and B. So save it, compile it. If any errors, it will give no errors. and then you can run it. No, percentile B you cannot use. These are the format specifiers which are given by C programming for the data types, different data types. So here compile, and then you will be getting no errors or warnings, and then run it. So here main A is 90, B is 100, and after modification main A is 90, 999 and B is 888. So if you want to get it in new line, /n. Here also /n. So both the lines again compile and run. So from main we are getting A value, B value. Again after modification from main we are getting A value, B value. You can see we did not get addition result. That is because we did not call add in main function. So it is present outside main. So because it is not called within main, whatever is present outside main will never get executed unless and until it is called within main. So in main, it should be, its name must be mentioned like add, just like this. So we are not passing any values because there are no parameters. And the values which it is using for adding is the values which are declared here. These are outside the main, the declaration of A and B. So these are called global data, global variables. So this is global data which can be used by main also and also add. So both the functions, the main function and also the user defined function add, and also if we have some other function in the program that also can use this A and B. So as it is global data. So here we are using these values 90 and 100, again modifying these values and then using. So 999, 888 already here. Now, if you want to execute, you should call like this. So this is uh, function call. This is called function call. So as I'm writing as like this only, this will be giving you error. We should write 2 slashes and then function call. Yes. So it is modified. You can modify it uh, throughout the program, the variable value. So here it is function call. And when the function is called, the control of execution at the time of execution, it will go immediately to this 17th line, execute all the statements present in this add, and then again comes back to the main. And if anything is present in main again, that will get executed. Like here, I'm just printing a simple message, thank you, which will be printed on output screen. So now if I execute, let's write here also /n so that we get all the lines in new line. And if you want, you can give a heading also that it is coming from add function. So here add function. That also in new line I'm giving. So to start in new line every time, /n you can write always. Compile it, run it. So from main, A is 90, B is 100. After modification from main, A is 999, B is this 888. And add function is giving you addition. Okay. Here, C is containing A plus B. So it is already modified. Suppose I modify again here, like a equal to 10, comma b equal to 20. So I get 30 and then the addition this. So it was modified by main. So that value only it was using. And again, if I modify here, like 60, 70, always whenever you do change, compile it, then only it will. So here addition 30 and then 130, 60 plus 70, 130. So this is one of the program. So some people may find it very confusing as we have not covered functions and other topics. So after covering all those topics, you can understand this program. So this is a program that has all these things like user defined function. We have the preprocessor directive, global data declaration. So everything we have used. That's why I have taken a user defined function in this program. So this is the output. Now we will see some simple programs so that everyone can understand. So first step for all programs is include stdio.h preprocessor directive that adds standard input output header file. Then the second step, void main. So this is starting point of execution. Then start the definition of main with opening curly bracket, close it with closing curly bracket. So this is the main function. Now, if you want to print anything, printf is used. Printf, if you want to just simply print a string like hi, I am giving here, printf hi. Now again, if you want to print any string using separate statement, again printf I'm using welcome here. So two strings, that is hi and welcome, two things we are printing on the output screen. Now, if I execute this program directly like this, first compile always, then run. So we get hi, welcome with no spaces and with no new line. So this will be the output for this program. So the first program. Then if you want to get it with spaces, you can just give a space here or before welcome, or you can use /t here or before welcome. /t will give a tab of space. So compile and so directly if you run, previous output only will come. Compile and run. So hi, tab of space and then welcome. So same program, but we have given some space in between using /t. So this is example 2. And then if you want to print a new line /n, you can give before welcome or you can give after hi. So execute, compile and run. in next line we get. So here we are using /n. So that is example 3. Before adding in add function, you are saying. Before adding, if you are giving C value, because C will contain nothing. C, we are assigning some value. Before adding, if you are giving this printf, you will get error anyhow. Because C has no value inside it. C is not assigned any value. If you don't keep this line, you will get error. So you should add, then only you get. And if any semicolon you are missing somewhere, then also you get errors. So here /n for new line. So 3 simple programs here we have seen, like for printing hi and welcome without any space and new line. Here with space, so /t to give space, /n to move cursor to new line. And then printf, if you want to print any variable, like here we will declare some variable int value 1. So I am just declaring here, and value 1 I can assign here value and then print it in a new line using printf value 1 is percentile d, comma, what you want to substitute is value 1. So this will, here we are declaring. So when we write into value 1 in the CPU, it will reserve memory by name value 1, which can hold integer type of data. When I say value 1 equal to 90 in the main, in that memory, it will place this value 90. In the same line also you can give here, separately also like this you can give here. And to print here, we are using this line. So value 1 is, this will be as it is printed. This text will be as it is printed. In place of percentile D on output screen, some integer can be substituted. So that integer, what that integer should be, that we will be mentioning after comma. So we write comma, and what should be substituted in place of this percentile D, that integer value we write here. So here the variable of type integer we should mention. So our variable name is value 1. So value 1 I am mentioning. So value of this value 1 will be substituted in this place. And again, if you want to get it in new line or after giving space, you can use /t to give a space. So compile to check errors, then run. So hi, welcome, value 1 is 90, like this. So for giving space, /t, for coming to new line, for moving the cursor, this blinking, this thing is cursor. So if you want to move to new line, then cursor you can use. So this is the output and this is the program. So this is example 4, where we have the variable declaration also. So here we are having this variable global data. And this is the output. So here we are using /n. Also it is example of /t. Also we are using variable. So not just variable, global variable we are using. So there are types of variables, global and local, which we will see in detail later. So these three things we are using in this program. Also printf. Okay. So notes and all from day after tomorrow, I will be sending you all. And any doubts in today's class? Anybody, any doubts? So for today, I will end here. Tomorrow, same time, you can join. From day after tomorrow, I'll share notes to you. Mm, yeah.
Uh, Ma'am, from tomorrow
Tell me.
we will be starting with the new topics, right? With the everyday class, yes. For the
From day after tomorrow. From day after tomorrow.
from
Topics I will
12.
start from, yeah.
Okay, okay,
Like programs I will be sharing with you. Something new we are doing daily. But
okay,
actual topics will start from day after tomorrow.
okay,
Okay.
okay, okay, ma'am. Yes.
Okay. So group, if you want, will after everyone joins and all, from the day when we start class, we'll create a group. Nipun. Okay. Yeah, yeah. You can ask me anytime. So after everyone joins and we start the classes, we can create group. Okay, then for today I will end here. Tomorrow same time we'll join. Okay, then bye everyone. Thank you.